All right, we're going to continue with the learning target, which is E5.4, part D, or excuse me, part A, which is going to deal with the greenhouse effect. The lab in which you are going to complete the greenhouse theory is going to basically ask you the question, what is the greenhouse? That's going to be your problem statement. Taking the learning target, which is the natural mechanisms in the greenhouse effect, including comparing the different greenhouse gases of water vapor, along with carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, and nitrous oxide. So the whole purpose of the lab is to basically try to solve the problem, which is an explanation of what the greenhouse effect is and how that actually takes place here on Earth. Okay, so there's your learning target. Let's get into how you are going to actually complete the lab. All right, what you're going to see in this video is all the materials and things that you're going to have to use for the lab, which is called the greenhouse effect. Exploring the theory. So what this lab is going to deal with is obviously the greenhouse effect, and what I'm going to do is lead you through all the materials and how to set everything up. Alright, in order to perform the lab, you're going to come into Mr. Fuzak's room, and you can see right up on the wall there are lots of materials already laid out for you. Okay, first of all, when you are asked to grab certain items, and what we'll focus on is the procedure steps. So right now you should be looking at page number 4. With page number 4, looking at each of the procedure steps that you see, when you are asked to find the plastic bottles, here are your plastic bottles. You're only going to need one plastic bottle which is open, so it's cut and open. You're also going to need one which is not cut, completely enclosed. Okay, you'll find those right here. Then when you're asked to do the measuring, you've got a triple beam balance. The dirt will be in this bin. It's currently sitting in my car trunk, but the dirt will be in this bin. And then you also have some other materials as well. All right. Let's point out the thermometers. The thermometers are already preset for you. They have a rubber stopper. The rubber stopper is going to be inserted into the actual bottle opening right here. So you'll insert those in case. All right. Here's how you set the thermometer with the rubber stopper inside the bottle. What you do is you go to the opening and you insert the rubber stopper right into the actual opening itself. Now when you're asked to, this has to be pointed up so that you can actually physically read the thermometer reading on it. So when you set it down, the numbers will be on the top side, so as you look down on it you'll be able to read it, because you're going to be recording data and measurements so that you can physically see the actual temperature. So you got to be very careful when you do that, and if you needed to, all you have to do is twist the rubber stopper and that will also tighten it a little bit. So you'll adjust it that way so that the dirt is underneath the actual thermometer so that you can read it. Then when recording your temperature, you'll have your stopwatch or your iPad, your timer, as you're going through, and what you'll do is you will record every minute with the light on and also with the light off. You'll be recording every single minute what the actual temperature is for both the one that is closed and the one that is open with the big opening at the very top of it. Okay, so you'll do that for 10 minutes with the light on, and then you'll do it as you turn the light off for 10 minutes as it cools down. You'll be recording the temperatures in your data table on page number 5. You're wondering. You've got rulers for measurements, you've got stopwatches. If you do not want to use the stopwatches, you're more than welcome to use some other device like an iPad or an iPod Touch, but if you'd rather not and they're not available, then you can simply use the timing devices. Some will work, some will not. If it doesn't work, simply just bring it over to Mr. Fuzak or myself and we'll get rid of it. Other materials that you'll see here, these are heat lamps. Be forewarned. They are going to be hot, especially if you watch somebody else complete the lab in front of you and then you come over to it. These will be hot to the touch. Okay, this as well as obviously the bulb. Where they won't be so hot is up here where you can grab onto to squeeze to move it. All right, plugs, they're unplugged already. You'll see right here where there is a place to plug in, and also over here you'll see that there's a place to plug in as well in the strip. So that's where you can find your energy source. The ring stands that you see, there are 2 at each of these stations. So you could technically have 8 people or 8 groups performing this lab at one time. The ring stand is going to be used for you to take your heat lamp, and what you do is you simply just squeeze it on and attach it, and then it'll hold there. When you're asked to measure certain distances so that the heat source is a particular measurement, you'll take your ruler to measure exactly what that dimension is supposed to be. And I believe the dimension is supposed to be 30 centimeters, if I remember correctly, while looking at your procedure steps. So, when you're asked to do that, all you have to do is simply grab the clamp and just simply move it down to adjust it to the correct height. Alright? And if the black piece right here is in the way because you want to set your bottle down, all you have to do is simply just turn it so that this is on the opposite side and looks like this. So that will allow you to have the space in order to put your bottles down to run your tests.